Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 2 review of series number 15. Series number 15 is fruit minus the peach. Peach was already done. It is in a series that happened around Christmas. So, this series is going from worst to best. And as you can probably guess from what I just showed, I'm still in the worst part. So, this review is of Kayak apple. So let's take a look at the packaging. Okay, you have a absolutely, I don't even know what, ghastly, horrific, god-awful, very possibly a crime against humanity looking can, sticker, plastic lid. It's got a depressed center where the sticker is, which gives the impression that the rim of the can is boxed raised. It is boxed. It's not really raised though. Going to the side, we have a warning label. Barcode, manufacturer's information, which I will get back to in a moment. Apple, and the fact that it's a net weight 1.2 ounce can, pretty standard. And some branding. And back to the warning label. With these Kayak products and Swisher in general, you may want to take the warning label at face value. Just suggestion. On the back, you have nothing. The can is pretty pliable, so I'm not worried about it. They're all right. If the cans haven't gotten brittle, the Kayak cans are actually all right, and the lids are actually better than a Pinkerton product. Now, again, on this, there is no, let me just double check before I stick my foot in my mouth. There is no date code on this again, which was the case in the last review, the grape. Or 2 reviews back technically, because I broke in last night with the cool spearmint from Skull. Normally, the date code is right there. It's usually 5 letters and digits long. I have no idea what they mean, and for the purpose of these reviews, I don't really think they matter. So I don't put much importance on them, but I have noticed that they are not existent on these cans. So I had blown past the manufacturer's information. This is a product of Swisher International of Wheeling, West Virginia, the makers of Kayak and Silver Creek, quite a number of chewing tobaccos, and obviously the machined cigar maker. It is 100% U.S. tobacco. I'm going to open this because I'm interested to see how strong the smell gets, because I've been sort of getting whiffs of this can sitting next to me for like a week and a half, 2 weeks now. It's one of the few dips that I can actually smell while still sealed. And there's been a couple other Kayaks, and that is not necessarily a good thing. Anyway, let me cut into this. Oh. Papery bands, they usually fit well to the can. I mean, I'll give them that. At least they can get a label on, right? Tough guy. And it is open. And, man. Oh, wow, it's really moist. Whoa. What? Wow, that's real. Okay, so this is the cut. It actually looks like stranded tobacco again. I can't figure out what's going on with the goofy fruit flavored Kayaks. I mean, they can't get a freaking natural right to save their lives. You know, the mint looked like it was a Newport cigarette, like doused with freaking some sort of essence of oil and then put it in a can. But this stuff, they seem to be going the extra mile. Anyway, it is a ridiculously strong apple smell. Granny Smith-esque, sour-ish. God, that is... There's something there in the background, but like I don't want to put this thing up to my face long enough to figure out what it is. It's an apple. It's not overly pleasant. I just can't believe how strong the smell is. My God. All right. That's what it's looking like. And that's basically what it is. It is strands, though. It's not like little sheet cubes. So it looks like it's actual like dip tobacco. It's extremely inconsistent. I mean, it's all over the place. There are long bits, fat bits, you know. Now, you see it sitting down a little bit in the can there. That is that depressed lid sitting, pushing the product down, which is why it sits a little lower in the can. I'm going to put this in my mouth and hit the pause button. So, it's not pinching as well as that grape, though, I'll tell you that much. I don't know what the heck this is on the end of my finger there. Yeah, it's not pinching well at all. I'm not putting a lot of this in my mouth. I'll be back in a minute. Oh my God. And I am back. All right. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I don't know why, but the smell of this stuff is just so absolutely overblown. Let me put it this way. I went to the bathroom and rinsed off my fingers. My fingers still smell like this guy. It's an overblown Granny Smith-ish apple that I have a feeling is covering something. It does look like stranded dip tobacco again, but it is not pinching and holding together like the grape did. Why that is, I have no idea. In fact, I don't want to know. Flavor-wise, again, it is an overblown, sour-leaning apple that you have a feeling is covering something. Flavor and smell-wise, the color of the can is a good color. It describes as well, smell and flavor-wise, taste-wise. A nuclear green. It's like... At the same time, it's sort of sour. It doesn't... You would think that would at least get the juices really going. It's really not. I'm not foaming up like with most Kayak products, but it's just... They got lucky, or luckier than usual with the grape, or I got like the standout can that was supposed to go to some huge reviewer on some channel that has like 1 million, you know. Maybe I just got lucky. They haven't been able to fully pull that off with this. I will say, though, although not quite as good as the grape, which, mind you, wasn't that great. It just happens to stand out as being better as a Kayak product. This is not as good as the grape. I'll say it is better than the peach. The peach was just bad, like real bad. And it got worse after the review of that was over, the aftertaste with that. But I have a feeling the aftertaste with this is not going to be pleasant. I don't think I'm going to keep this in my mouth longer than I have to. I'm going to be quite honest. I got floaters going around. It seems to be flattening out a little bit. It didn't pinch very well. It does actually look like strand tobacco, like dipping tobacco, but it's not really acting like a good cut or anything like that. Flavor's pretty not for the weak of heart. Smells the same way. Nicotine, it probably has some, but it's probably real low. I can't. I'm not really going to keep this in long enough to find out, to tell you the truth, but it's not going to be high. Packaging, besides the horrific color and reflective sticker, and the lid is slightly better than a Pinkerton or a CN can. It gives play, but it isn't easily taco up. As long as the can itself isn't like gotten to a point where it's brittle, they're all right. I mean, there are worse. The CN cans are worse. I mean, it doesn't give bend in on the side. Let me put it that way. All right, I'm exerting some pressure there. My finger would have been into the dip had that been a CN smokeless, like a Decade can. I would have just pushed right on through. So, I think you can give this a pass. Especially, there's a skull apple, which I am not a fan of, but it's the same type apple idea. And at least it'll have, quality. It'll be a quality product, even if you don't end up caring for it. This, it's lower nicotine, sort of shady out flavor and smell, bad cut. Can's a little better than other third tier. And it would appear that they at least used actual dipping tobacco in this. They didn't empty out a cigar in the can or something like that. So this has been the review of Kayak Apple. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. This thing is getting all over the side of my mouth over here. I'd like to say hello and thank you to Elder Diddler and Talon Harris. Both got notifications for both of you gentlemen. I do thank you. Sorry if I have mispronounced your name, Talon. And in the comments section, I have seen, and I will thank you if you have subscribed, and if you haven't, if you consider it, Snuff Strings and Wicked Nations with a Z on the end. Hello and thank you. I do hope everyone is well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.